Right. That should be the start of the stream. Now to head on to Mitchell's lobby, so he can actually do this properly. So, as for who we've got here then. Trying to see everything that's going on. Pardon me. My Discord's having an absolute seizure. But yeah, we setting up for Canada, round 4. Pretty sure everything is sorted as it should be. But yeah, everything should be set up as it is. Now we're just waiting on all the people getting into the lobby from Tier 1. What have I just read in chat? What the hell was that? But yeah, right, so we've got 16 right now. How many we're meant to have? Still got a couple of new guys, I think, on things tonight. On reserve duty. Everyone else pretty much setting themselves up as they should. No Yarlo, Robin, or Jugs is trying to get home, I assume, if he's not already in the lobby. We're at 17. We'll be at 18 come the end of. It should be at 19 realistically. Who are we missing? Not entirely sure, but that's also not my. But yeah, we're waiting to see for everyone to join, and then we'll be ready to go for round 4 at Canada. As for standings, get a good look at that after Australia. So right now it's Staber up by 11 to Mitchell, who's a further 7 ahead of Heisenberg, and then Bambino in 4th, BR4 in 5th, looking to add to his total today. And you're typing good luck to me. I mean, I might need some luck when it comes to commentating these lot for an entire race, but I don't think the good luck's needed in my direction. Maybe everyone else, but yeah. So you got Yarlo and Staber at the top of the constructors, followed by Mitchell and Spectre. Tusky. Okay. Fair enough. It does help me to see when you put your actual PSNs in there, because then I know who's who and I can address properly. So yeah, I know a few of the guys properly in here, but some very much still getting acquainted with, I think, as Tier 1 comms. And I'm pretty sure there's someone else that's new in the fold today as well. Also, Rigo came into my current PSN party that I have for the interviews afterwards that I'm currently in now, and told me that he's only just got home, and that his first laps will be done on the medium tyre as practice. So we're gonna go and watch him attempt to practice Canada. Mainly because he told me that he was doing that, and now I'm being spiteful. But it is what it is. As for setting everything up, full track, lap data enabled, telemetry also enabled. Everyone else, I believe, should be on the soft tyre. They are. Who's going to be the first one out, though? See if people already down in the line. The pit line. I don't know who's actually out. Mildy, the first one. We'll go ahead and have a look at Mildy until Rigo comes out of his comes out of hiding. I'll watch him just for the laugh. Also got the World Cup on the side, just to keep an eye on that. Even though we are doing qualifying for Canada, round 4. Championship really started to shape up now. You know, you get a quarter of the way into the season, and you can usually tell who's going to be fighting. If any sort of one-offs have definitely died out by this point. See that Rico's still in the pits. I think he's just coming out now. But Mildy going to be the first one to set a lap. So Rigo's going to be fortunate that we'll watch this one instead. I think we'll get the entirety of his actual first lap in, though, when he stops his outlap. Mildy, round the first couple of corners then, in second gear, up to third, and heading towards turn 4 and 5. These two are nightmares, or 5 and 6 if you count the kink at the beginning of the track. But yeah, they're nightmares. That chicane, the second chicane, is an absolute nightmare for track limits, and I'm pretty sure you will be seeing a bunch of people lose their lap times there over the course of the day. Mildy currently sitting himself through the second sector, up to the end of the second sector is a 42.1. We'll wait until other people start doing their, getting toward the end of their laps to compare. But Mildy down the straight now into the wall of champions, into the chicane and the wall of champions that followed that. And we'll see whether or not he's put up a good lap. Maybe a 110, maybe a 19, somewhere in that region might be a good lap here. It's a 110, it's a 110.8. Okay, so it's not bad, I think, from Adam. We're also going to watch Rigo, because I said I would. I'm a man of my word. Not for any particular reason. For Alu, 11.8 for Jack. Yellow flag in sector 1. Rico's invalidated his first lap, and you can see it's going extremely well. Bambino did a 10.8 as well. So not too much separates 1 and 2 right now. Yellow flagged in sector 1 and 2. McLaren having a bit of a problem. Staber, current championship leader, on a 12.6. One of the Alfa Romeos was invalidated the lap. Elite did a 10.2. Elite clearly knows what he's doing. Mitchell's on the medium tyre for some reason. Ishmael invalidated, as Jack's going to come to the line now. We'll get a good look at where he's going to sit himself here. 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 1. The Noff for 5th. Lewis, the new guy on the track, however. 11, or just under the time that Jack set. Puts him in 4th right now. His Ferrari teammate for the day. Also not that far away. We'll watch it, see if BR4 does another lap. Never mind, he invalidated for this and next lap. Let's watch Ake. We'll see whether or not he's actually able to put himself toward the front this time. Currently have 10 people of the 18 in the lobby to have done a lap. Ake is about to be the next one. Also both the Red Bull's currently sorting themselves out. I think that's Elite. Yeah, it's Elite that's gone into the pits. Mitchell currently on the medium tyre, I'm assuming, to do practice. Here comes Ake, it's a 12-0, and it's not particularly impressive. See what Ishmael's doing, a 42-1. Probably the same as what we watched with Millsy. Game says it's purple, wait and see. Is he going to come down the straight now? Highest speed you're going to hit all day. And into the chicane, final chicane he goes. Yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, he invalidated this in next lap and hit the wall on the outside anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered regardless. Staber, I would assume, is doing a lap. Let's have a look. He is doing a lap, but it's invalid, so it doesn't matter. I assume he's going to stay out. Oh, never mind, he's out! You're right, he's going to stay out! He's actually out of qualifying now. That's a, wow. Wasn't entirely sure that was going to happen. There's beauty that's caught on camera. Ishmael's lap is invalid. Let's watch some Rigo then. I'm pretty sure Ake is also going into the pits as we're going to watch some Rigo before the rest of everyone else starts to seemingly come out for round 2. I think a few people starting to head out now. Samet up into 6th. No one anywhere near that 10-2 right now set by Elite in the Red Bull. Looking to put his mark on this race. We'll wait to see if he's going to be able to actually hold it in the race for once. It's invalid there by Rigo, who did an 11-1. 11-1 on the medium to put himself 7th, and a few people back there have not even done as good of a lap on the soft tyre. But yeah, Staber's the only one out so far. There's still 6 people yet to set a lap. A couple of which are on out laps now. Jaguar also on a lap. It's 4 or 5 of them now, and I assume that's Mitchell coming out onto this soft tyre to set one. Yellow flag in sector 1, and there goes Bambino! There goes Bambino! Here comes Jaguar to the line. It's an 11-1. It puts him 8th, ever so slightly slower than Rigo, ever so slightly quicker than Alu. Let's have a look at J-Ray's lap then. There's a bunch of people starting their laps for round 2. Jag has joined in the middle of qualifying, so we're up to 19, almost a full grid again. Oh! J-Ray just about saved his car. Almost lost it and, well, definitely going to bring out the yellow flag. That was almost catastrophic. Jaguar is going into the pits at the end of this lap, I'm pretty sure. Lewis letting Jack by. And I think Jack's just... Oh! I think Jack might be out. He is. He's out. He's out. He's lost. He got way too much of the inside curb there. Way too much. We didn't get a good enough camera angle of the wall. It hit against the wall because the game decided not to give us it. But that is a big hit. Looks like there's a severe loss of a front wing here from this Aston Martin. We'll see Jack do 11-3. Ake might be able to push something himself. Nope, he's not. He's going to go for another lap though. I see damage. I think it might have fixed. I think the telemetry might have actually fixed for today, which is good news. Very good news. Oh, Ake's invalidated. So let's have a look at what... anyone and everyone's invalidated today. Ishmael left the session. BF4's also gone out on a lap now. Here comes Mitchell, the current 2nd place and the reigning world champion here at ALR. Looking to set himself a lap that's actually worthy of something today and keeps it valid. Keeps it going as well, maybe on the inside line, a 1-9, a 1-10-2, 1-9. It's 0.08 of a second clear of his teammate. And that's a Red Bull lockout as it stands. We'll see where other people are able to put themselves. I believe that's Jack that should be coming into the pits now. Ake Bolito also actually going to stay out. What about Lewis? Lewis has stayed out, so we're actually going to watch Lewis over the line. If the game gives me a good camera angle of it. 10-7, so it's enough to put him into the top 3. Maybe he can find a little bit more time before Elite does a 10-1-1-1. Another 10th of a second clear of his teammate. We'll watch Mildy again. But right now, the two Red Bulls far and away in the lead. In terms of a lap time. Had 3 DNFs, 1 for Bambino, 1 for Jack, so 5th and 6th currently done with their qualifying. Same with, well, that ended pretty quickly. BR4 does a 10-7-4-3. 13 thousandths of a second quicker, and that's invalid by Milty. As Samet's going to go over the line now to bring himself into a 10 as well. It's a 10-8. What about Rigo? What can Rigo do? Let's actually have a look at Rigo properly now as he's on the softs and doing a lap. Not entirely sure if he's doing a... Oh, never mind, it's invalid, so it doesn't matter anyway. Let's have a look at... Let's go up to see what Alu's doing. Currently on an 11-1. We'll get to see what he's actually doing. Ishmael's joined. Gaines worked that one out, but still quick enough to move himself a few places here, I think. So that might happen regardless. Here comes Alu, who's just invalidated. Alu just invalidated right at the end. Ake definitely invalidated. Let's see what Bloodwave can do, if he is doing a lap, that is. Starting to go on to onto round, well, people might start coming out of the pits to do round 3 in a minute, actually. But Bloodwave at the moment, see if he's able to actually improve his time whatsoever. 11.5 is probably not what he wants. And it's not a great corner for him either. Jag King also just started a lap. Few people coming out to start their final ones. Mitchell also, maybe not their final ones, but their third laps for at least. Gonna have a look at Jag Kings and Mitchell after this. Here comes Bloodwave down into the chicane. Heading towards the final corner, and out of the final corner, looking to put up a competitive time. 10, 11, it's 11.2. It's moved him a couple positions. It's nothing spectacular. Some people are going to have to find seconds on the clock here to actually do something in this race. We'll see. Jag at the moment looking to push himself up the leaderboard with an actual lap. Got in late, so it's probably his first shot at this. He'll go around the final chicane now, just about keeps it valid, lost the time in the process. Probably just backs out of it as well. Yeah, 14.3, it's nothing, again, nothing entirely special. I think Ishmael was on an outlap. Yep, Ishmael was on an outlap. So we will put our focus onto the second Red Bull right now. And I think he just invalidated as soon as we go on him. Never mind, Rigo also did a 10.5, so practice is very clearly going well. Alu also out on track right now. We'll watch Lewis as the new guy on the grid. Ishmael jumping in and out the session. But we'll see what Lewis can do as he comes into the beginning of the third sector now. But yeah. Down to the final couple of corners to chicane. Maybe a little bit of grass there and an invalidation to suit. Just gonna load back up my telemetry because I checked my Discord for 1 second. Make sure everything's fine. As for actual people on laps, there's not an awful lot to talk about, is there? 2 and a bit minutes left on the clock. It looks like Jag right now, a quarter of a second down and needing to find something. I think he's also just saving for one more lap. Because that ERS is not dropping at all. And it looked like Brazil just scored in the football in the process. And oh, well, there goes a Ferrari. I'm not entirely sure what the Ferrari's doing there, but maybe just getting out the way as quickly as he could. It looked like someone, the Alfa Romeo's just retired. Maybe he thought he didn't have enough time or not enough tyres left to actually do this, but nonetheless, out of the session, so he joins the other 3, the 4th one out. It looked like Jag just did a 13.6. It's still not very competitive. I think Elite's actually the first one out here in terms of people on a lap, so we'll go and watch him. Everyone else is following him behind. He's already a 10.5 clear. And this could be something very special from Elite here. It could jump into the 9s. And he could be on pole for the first time. He just about keeps it valid as the yellow flag go off in front. Down toward the end of the second sector. Through the hairpin he goes. Looking to put something special on the board. Looking to make his teammate actually have to catch him. What about Jaguar for top 10? I mean, it's certainly, yeah, he's looking certainly good for it. We've still got a couple of fast guys behind him. They're going to have to put in a quicker lap than that. Oh, there goes the lead and the lap. The so-called perfect lap is gone. He spun it off the final corner and what could have been one hell of a lap turned into possibly utter disarray here, and it's extremely unfortunate that... Oh, there goes Mitchell! And both the Red Bulls have decided that they don't like things here. Elite's out, and Jaguar right now beats Bloodwave and Samet and Lewis as he jumps all the way up. We're going toward the end. I'm trying to find people who are the closest people to the line. Ake also 11.4 finished. Jagger 13.6. Jag in 4th. Clearly likes this track. Ever so slightly quicker. He dropped down to 5th as Mildy goes quicker than Jaguar and Bloodwave on the final realistic go of this. Rigo has invalidated. The 2 Mercedes are going to do something, I guess. They're both invalid laps, so we'll go through and find who's the actual closest. What the hell is happening at this chicane? This hairpin, sorry. Not entirely sure I know what's going on here. Either way, Jack's not going to be able to do anything, neither is Mitchell, and that's the end of qualifying. So it's a Red Bull front row lockout, but probably not in the way you expected. Mitchell currently sat 2nd in the entire championship, bested by his teammate. Elite had a lot more time in his lap as well. It looked like he was on for almost a perfect lap round here before putting in the wall right at the very end. Rigo's going to start on the 2nd row alongside Mildy and some of the guys you would expect to be up there not firing at all on all cylinders at all, sorry. So it's Rigo and Mildy 3rd and 4th. Jaguar, the surprise of the, well, one of the surprises of the entire qualifying, I guess, with Elite. Elite probably being a slightly bigger surprise. Up in 5th. I would not have expected that from the Alpine. Ahead of Bloodwave in 6th to fill out the front, third row, sorry. Samet and Lewis. Lewis 8th on his first qualifying showing in the league. BR4 in 9th. Bambino in 10th. That 5th row is a very familiar combo. BR4, Bambino. Usually far higher than that. But they're going to have to settle with what they've done in qualifying. Jack in 11th. Jack in 12th. That's going to be a nightmare to talk about later on. Alu 13th. Beard is in 14th. So we come to the end of qualifying. As for rain, it might come at the end. It might come at the end. But we'll be holding with bated breath, I think, for that. Because it's saying it's going to rain about 60-ish minutes in. So I'm now, hopefully, going to have everything at my disposal for this race. We've got about 18 seconds until the start of the race now. Probably should have brought a drink with me to actually get through this. So let's just hope my voice actually had enough in it to go without a drink. But we should be starting pretty much any second now. Yep, and there goes the lights for formation lap. Current front row lockout by the Red Bulls, followed by Rigo, Mildy in the Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin, the Alpine of Jaguar, followed by another Aston Martin in Blood in 6th. Samet off the line in 7th. Lewis in 8th on the as we go through the formation lap. Maybe a slight difference in choice. Hello, man. Hello. It's been a while since I've seen you in my streams. Glad to see you here. Can we get a look at tyres? Yes. Yes, you can. There you go. It's a very split set. I stayed on the sauce, so looking to recover something he may have messed up in qualifying, hence why he starts in 16th. Something's just good. It's nice to see, man. That's nice to see. What the hell happened to Mildy, and why is there a Red Bull span round? Why is there multiple Red Bull span round? Interesting. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Looks like 2 of the Red Bulls have just decided to go on a spin round in there. Samet's been disqualified. Same with Lewis. Mildy also got disqualified. That AlphaTauri decided that cornering's not a thing. Yeah, BR4 9th. Oh, well, it looked like BR4 just got caught out by Elite warming his tyres up, and both of them get disqualified. What the hell is going on? It's a formation lap, lad. Oh my god, that's another spin up ahead. Can nobody drive a lap round Canada without spinning their car? Very interesting. Jack in 11th, Jack in 12th, which is going to be fun to look out into turn 1. Maybe an incident makes it a lot easier for me to commentate for the rest of this race. Beard in 14th, Ake in 15th in the hard, Staber in 16th on the soft tyre, the only one to do so. J-Ray in 17th on the hard, Jag in 18th on the mediums, and Ishmael at the tail of the pack. Jaguar oversteps his grid slot, so he gets disqualified as well, so that takes the total to 6. 6 people disqualified in a formation lap. 7, because Dave overjumped his spot as well, and Bloodway span. So I guess it is what it is. But I'm going to get a good look from Mitchell's point of view here. There's 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Who's got the better start here, Mitchell or Lee? And it looks like Mitchell's got a far better start. Rigo and someone else. I mean, Staber's out. What the hell has happened already? It's We've not even got through the first corner and Staber's already out. And the championship leader, I could only assume coming together with Ake. He got no front wing, and that might be a record. I don't think I've even crashed that quickly. And I've had a 6-second race before. That's impressive. A lot of people hit each other, so Alu hit Bambino, Jaguar hit Rigo. Someone, yeah, I think it was Ake, BR4 actually. So yeah, there's a lot that happened there. And someone DNF'd, and that we might actually have to invent a record in ALR for the quickest DNF in ALR history. But right now, here we go again, the virtual safety car back in. And it's going to allow both the Red Bull to go fighting, and here comes Rigo as well, maybe slightly too deep into the chicane. And causing himself some problems. Someone's gone into the pits. A few people have gone into the pits. There's Samit, Bambino, Alu, I think Beard, Jack as well, have all gone into the pits. The front wing on some of the cars breaking. Elsewhere, we've got battles up and down the grid. 6 people went into the pits after lap 1. Another one DNF, so that's 7 at the very least impacted from the lap 1 shenanigans. And Mitchell, 7/10 of a second clear of Elite right now, who's under fire quite heavily by Rigo. And he's going to need to do something in order to stay ahead, and he's not going to be able to stay ahead with a little bit of sliding like that. Rigo going to go down the inside and then around the long way of the hairpin. They're still side by side, the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull. And the Red Bull slides his car again. His setup might not be working outside of qualifying. And it's allowed for Rigo to go past quite easily, and maybe, just maybe, for Mildy to take a shot of his own. He actually a little bit too far back to take his shot. Maybe a warning or so there. Might have gone a little bit too deep into the chicane. Lewis against Bloodwave as well, also happening. The Aston Martin's getting into a couple of fights. Further down the grid, battle between Ishmael and BR4, also a battle between Alu and Bambino. But this race got shaken up quite quickly after those incidents on lap 1. Ishmael 1.6 seconds back at the moment. Well, we have 3 or 4 guys on the back of each other here, all going to get DRS. Well, up to Jaguar anyway. Doesn't look like Elite and Mildy are doing an awful lot to try and advance their position right now. But continue watching the battle going on directly behind them. Looks like the Aston Martin right now against the Alpine. Not quite able to do anything. A little bit of a slide again coming out the corner. And it's not going all too well right now for a couple of people. Elite's had a couple of moments. Bloodwave just had one on the end of the hairpin right there, and might have to defend soon enough. Maybe it's just the hard tyres, maybe not warm enough as nicely as other people may have wanted. Here comes Mildy down the long way, sorry, and now the inside of Elite. The medium versus the hards, and the medium's going to win it every time, and it looks like Mildy's going to have that position here. Or is Elite going to have it? I'm not getting a good camera angle of either. And there you go. The game wants to actually give me a camera angle of these two fighting. And it looks like Spectre's actually kept that position. He's done very well to keep that position, to be fair. And Jacko gets the fastest lap of the race so far. 13.6. Pretty sure as we go along that'll be beaten. Mildy has got another shot at Elite in about a sector time. Maybe even close, maybe even sooner if he can get a good run down here. Elite's also going to have DRS, so he's gonna have to hope he is in fact quicker. Yellow flag in sector 2. And also a yellow flag in sector 3. Ferrari spun it, and I think J-Ray spun it as well. They both have spun it, and it's Also, in the meantime, is Mildy going to be able to actually do something here into turn 1? I don't think he is. What about his teammate? Teammate going the long way round on Jaguar. And it's a little bit deep by Bloodwave, taking a little bit of a tap into Jaguar as well. He gets the position, but wasn't entirely clean. And Jaguar's teammate right on the back of him now. Back to the battle between Spectre and Mildy. Lewis also pit after his mistake, which I can only assume may cost him a front wing. Mildy not able to do anything while Rigo can't shift the Elite from his DRS. The longer the Elite's in this position, the more it suits him. Jaguar looking to have a go here at Bloodwave in 5th and 6th. He's a bit standoffish going into the hairpin. Certainly could have got a bit closer if he wanted to. We'll go back to the other Aston Martin in the meantime, who might be able to have a go at Elite here. And then back again. Too deep. And as soon as you go too deep in that chicane, you're going to lose it. He definitely lost the position. He lost some time as well. Happened to Bambino here as we go further back to the train that's functioning right now. It looked like J-Ray was the one that was leading this into the DRS straight. Never going to move from the line again when you're not in the top 6 of the grid. How bad was it, Staber? 5-second penalty for Ake for speeding in the pit lane. Ake's out. So that's one more down. Rigo picks up 3 seconds. Jack has 3 seconds as well that went amiss not that long ago. I'm actually going to have a look further down the grid. Here's Alu, Beard, J-Ray and Jacko going at it right on the back of each other. As oh, there goes Alu! There goes Alu! Also back, he spun it round and going to join the back of the queue. The yellow flag in sector 2 is signifying that Alu spun it round and now right beside Lewis, who had a decent qualifying, just not able to take much advantage of it after spinning his car not that long ago. Everyone was slow and crashing. I didn't get much of it, if anything, because I was too busy focused at the front. But yeah, it looks like utter chaos. As for... We're going to actually have a look at the tyres right now. The tyres on some of these cars, let's have a look. The medium's currently sitting at 21% on Jaguar's car, so the medium's going a decent way, but ultimately should start falling off sooner rather than later. Couldn't go anywhere and lost. Fair enough. Okay, then that sounds like chaos. Jacko gets 3 seconds worth of time penalties, and we're still having a look at Rigo versus Elite versus Milty here. It looked like Rigo's going to win it for a little while longer before diving into the pits on 6-lap old medium tyres. Unless he had damage, would be very surprising. It looks, here we go, we got a battle between Mildy and Spectre all over again. Mildy had the inside line for the first corner, and the outside line for turn 3. Well, turn 2, and then inside, they're still going side by side. Elite with the outside line, however, getting the better exit and keeping the position, stonewalling Mildy as it stands, and well, quite frankly, doing one hell of a job for his teammate, who's currently 4.5 seconds off in the distance. Mildy just not close right now. Certainly, everything that's going on, going in the favor of the Red Bull cars right now. And Staber's championship lead has definitely dwindled. It might go to the point where Mitchell have a double-digit lead on him by the end of the first quarter of the season. The reigning champion coming back with a vengeance, trying to make it a 2-time. Beard has joined back. Bloodwave looked to the inside there on the Alpines, who is, well, one of the Alpines, Jack, is looking to get help from his own teammate. And J-Ray picks up 3 seconds as well for track limits. As we continue to watch these guys go round, not really making much of an impact on each other's races right now. The guys at the front also going back towards it. Bloodwave picked up 3 seconds, so that's his penalty. Advantage against Jack cancelled out. See if Jack's going to be able to get Jaguar. As DRS is going to be enabled here. He's going to get it. He's going to be nowhere near close enough to make a move happen, though. And quite frankly, you don't want to force anything against your own teammate. It looks like Mildy's had an absolute nightmare of a lap in front of these two as Elite able to keep himself in front by a little bit, well, by a larger margin. It looks like Jaguar just about holding off the two behind him right now. Jacko also a half a second behind Beard. Just joined back and I assume he's got regained control of his car. And as we go through the chicane, it looks like Bloodwave got so much of a better exit. Jack trying to break the toe. Does it well enough. Just about survives, even though Bloodwave's on the hard tyre. Oh, Jack almost lost his car. A little slide in the back there. You definitely see it was definitely evident. Well, heart and mouth moments there for Jack, who almost dropped a few positions off the spin. Off a potential spin, shall I say. Didn't actually spin. Bloodwave about 4/10 of a second back right now. We see Jack sandwiched between his own teammate and Bloodwave. The battle for 4th, 5th and 6th is still very much on. Mildy going for the battle for 2nd at the moment. Closing in a little bit each time we go to him. Well, apart from the last lap, which caused the gap to be this big in the first place. Rigo, another 3 seconds. And seemingly can't keep it within track limits. And it's going to be his own downfall by the end of this race. At this rate. We've not had any more damage since the incidents from earlier on. Not from turn 1, but a little bit later. There goes Jack down the inside. Cuts the corner in the process. Definitely gets a warning for that. But gets the move on Jaguar as well. It was clean, and that's probably the main thing when your teammates. Rigo setting the fastest lap of the race so far on the hard tyre. Yellow flag in sector 1. There goes Bloodwave. There goes Bloodwave. Out of the second chicane. Got, well, either too much of the wall or too much of a curb. And there goes Jack as well. Oh my god, that's way too much of the inside. Too much throttle too early as well. And that's a full-blown safety car. There's another 2 out the race. And that was 2 going in exceptionally good standing as well. That was very quick fire. Jack out of the race. And same with Bloodwave. So we're down 4 people at the moment. And a couple of people going into the pits. Jaguar gets a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. And everything you thought could have been going right for Jaguar may have just come to a screeching halt. Mildy in 4th right now. Mitchell gonna stay out ahead of BR. Well, gonna come out behind BR4 and Elite. You'd expect Elite and BR4 to probably. Well, I don't even think they can pit here. It's just a case of they have to hold on and pray for another one later on. There's a free pit stop for Mildy, Jaguar, and Mitchell. And gifting away what could have been a potential podium. Now that would have been one hell of a shock. You were thinking we might have got shocks today. Well, we almost did. Almost did. So Beard, Jack in the background. Also, Lewis haven't got this on. But yeah, safety car's out. Elite, BR4. Imagine everyone that needs to make a pit stop have already made the pit stop. Maybe Samet goes in at the end of the lap onto the hard tyres. Probably would make sense. How's the stream, while we're in safety car, how's the stream for anyone, for everyone? Has it been jumping ahead? I've been told that recently there's been a problem with stream just lagging and jumping ahead sectors, this, that, the other. I hope everything's going smoothly at the moment. But everyone right now, bunching back up. Samet didn't go into the pits. So I can only assume he's trying to go a bit deeper into the stint in order to try and make his pit stop onto the hards. But he probably should have gone already. But we're down 4. In Australia we lost 10. Let's see where we get to, where we are getting to with Canada by the end of this one. We're on lap 13 of 35, sorry. And right now, the guy that was on pole at the start still leads your race. Going into lap, well, will be lap 14 at the very least. Possibly even lap 15 if the safety car stays out one more lap. But, yeah, is the stream alright for everyone? Hope it is. See people warming up their tyres now. Penalties sit, I think it's 6 for Rigo, a drive-through for Jaguar, who was doing very impressively until a very, very costly mistake at the end there. So the safety car has not come in. So we're going to go one more, which means we will be going again on lap 15. The safety car will be in at the beginning, at the end of lap 14. So we go racing at the beginning of 15. DRS should therefore be enabled at the beginning of 17. We'll wait and see. Don't anticipate anything crazy happening under the safety car. I would be very surprised. It could be possible that we get that rain at the end here, because we've had our first safety car. A couple more might induce the 60-minute mark in this race, and if that's the case, then we might give up and just focus on GT. Why? What happened, Jack? What happened? Apart from the fact that you balled it yourself. I don't really think there was much else to it. Safety car coming in this lap. On lap 14. We're going ahead on lap 15. Right now. Lost your front wheel at 30 mile an hour. I'm not going to comment because I may or may not have made a similar mistake under low fuel and about 50 mile an hour before, so I'm not really in a place to comment. But yeah, so Elite's going to lead us in. BR4 in second, Mitchell in third. Already made his pit stop though. Could be a huge advantage come the end of this race. Let's see where Elite goes. I would probably be going at the end of this chicane. He's not? Or has he actually gone? If he has, he hasn't got BR4 an awful lot here. He has gone. We are at the beginning of the lap again, so we're on lap 15. Everything's back underway. Mitchell right back up to the back of BR4, who hasn't lost an awful lot of time on Elite as we start this one. And Elite right now probably wishing he had a bit more of a gap. He wishes he had the gap that he had before the safety car came out, because the Red Bulls were in complete control before that. I looked like Alu might have spun. Alu and Bambino have both spun. There's no front wing on the Ferrari. It looks like Alu's in a completely fine car. Ishmael picks up 3 seconds for track limits. Looks like we might have a couple of goes as we go along. About 0.3 of a second split in second and third. BR4 right now nowhere near as quick as Elite. And I say that as he starts gaining the time. But yeah, there's about 0.8 of a second split in the two of them. 0.4 of a second further back to Mitchell, and roughly the same back to Mildy in fourth. Jaguar, Rigo, Ishmael all have penalties of varying degrees because of multiple track limits for Rigo, a track limit for Ishmael, and a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car for the Alpine, currently sat in fifth. And what was going to be an absolutely astounding day for the Alpine team in this tier has just gone to complete shit. Could not have gone much worse, much quicker if it tried. Here comes Ishmael on the back of Rigo. Actually going to have to go on Rigo's point of view to see whether or not Ishmael decides to make a move. It looked like Rigo was closer to the car in front than Ishmael was to him. But Rigo losing it quite nicely. Well, I say quite nicely, but that's a bit mean. Rigo lost it quite badly there through the hairpin. It was very slow at the very least, and Ishmael's going to get him quite easily down towards the chicane. And I think someone's just come into the pits. Yeah, it's Jaguar to serve his drive-through, and in turn picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding. Yeah, that's not the way he envisioned his race going, I don't think. Let's have a look at Lewis versus Samet, and also Beard directly behind those two. Also the pit stops earlier, the mistakes made from the guy that the first lap may have been slightly erased now while we're on lap 17 after a safety car. But it is what it is. 5 seconds stop and go, yeah, for Jaguar. I don't think he had another pit stop to make, though. Yeah, he didn't. He made his pit stop under the safety car. So, how'd my day? It was going great. I was watching football in uni until trains decided to become a thing, and then my bus broke down. Oh! And there goes Beard touching the rear end of Lewis's car, Lewis's Ferrari. And there goes Beard spinning it. Beard was a little bit too excited into the hairpin, too deep, and then hit the back of the car for Lewis in front. He's also spun it, trying to get it back to normal. So both of them, well, Lewis hasn't lost out that much. Jack got in front of Beard, who dropped all the way down to 14th with his mistake. Let's have a look at Mildy. They're going side by side right now, BR4 and Mildy. It looked like Mildy had a little bit of a lost car there. He's sliding a little bit. Beard gets 3 seconds. BR4 might lose the position of Mildy here. Mildy's going to go the long way and then cut the corner. And has to give that up because he's gaining an advantage by going off the track. And has to do it all again. Mitchell currently 1.2 seconds behind Elite. And 1.6 seconds ahead of BR4. It's been the Red Bull day so far. Elite still has to pit. We'll see how long it takes for him to decide to do that. But it's been a good day for those two in the blue. Here comes Mildy on BR4 this time. And it looks like he's going to get it done. For real, not lost his car, not lost the rear at all, or the front, and gets it cleanly done this time. Mildy up to third. No real argument with that. Mildy's definitely the quicker on track right now. It looks like Ishmael might be gearing up for his own move. Sooner rather than later. Rigo also directly behind him. Might be looking for a move on BR4 eventually as well. BR4 7/10 behind Mildy. Up to this point, the gap between Mitchell and Elite dropping as well. J-Ray on the medium tyre Also heading towards the car in front of him quite quickly, closing that gap down more and more as we go along. Ishmael gonna get DRS on BR4, who just about has it on Mildy, and it might save him down the straight here. It definitely will save him down the straight here. Just about stayed within DRS, and it's just about saved him the position as well. 9/10 again between Mildy and BR4. The tyres definitely going in the direction of the guys who pit under the safety car right now. Summit pits off his medium tyres. If you're going to do it after well, says 17 there, but 17 laps on the tyres, but lap 20 as a whole, it's a rather interesting call. I think he's gone back onto a different set of medians. Gonna hope for some other people pitting as we go along to try and help him out there. Currently sits 14th, 6 seconds off the back of Beard. A long way to go. You got Ishmael currently 4 tenths behind BR4, who no longer has DRS, and the person that does have DRS though was Mitchell. I don't think he's actually going to get it down the straight here in the end. A little bit of a miscalculation on Mitchell's part, lost a few tenths of a second, maybe a mistake of the whole. Here comes Ishmael, 3 seconds for Elite, and well, Elite couldn't really afford that right now. He gets it nonetheless. Maybe Ishmael can get BR4 in the back here as well. He tried to go the long way round. Alu gets 3 seconds, and the Mercedes on the inside almost cut off by the AlphaTauri on the outside, but still manages to find enough space to go on through. Again, not the cleanest of overtakes, but an overtake nonetheless. And it looked like it might set Rigo up as well as we go along here. Mitchell in DRS, Rigo in DRS, same with BR4 on Ishmael. We got Jack on in DRS of Lewis as well. Couple further back in fighting for the final point. As we see Rigo head up to the hairpin here. Not really close enough to make anything stick against BR4. Currently 13 laps on his hard tyre. Maybe he's going to drag this one toward the end of the race, but it's going to be a pretty long stint for Rigo. It's only 6 seconds. 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane for Spectre. That lap couldn't have gotten much worse if it tried, unless he span. He's got a move here to the inside by J-Ray on Jag, and it's done pretty nicely, and it's opened the door here for Alu as well, who's actually going to get it done the long way round. And he does it to turn 1, Alu up into 9th, but half the grid's got penalties, so we'll have to see where we actually are come the end of the race. Jack versus Lewis, also a battle worth noting here. Lewis also in enough of a range for Rigo's penalties to may give him an extra position. Not quite in range of Ishmael though. Got about 13 laps left of this race, and as of right now, it is actually a battle for first place. Mitchell just 9/10 ahead of Mildy. They've both pitted. Ishmael 4 seconds plus a penalty further back, so realistically it's a 2-horse race from here on out. Bearing in mind that Mitchell and Mildy don't have to pit again. Or may do if there's another safety car. It looks like Jack in the battle we're watching, not quite close enough to do anything to Lewis, who's got to get himself closer and closer to Rigo as he goes along, otherwise he's going to find himself in a harder and harder position to really get anything out of this. BR4 hasn't pit. Alu, I think, pit on lap 1, so technically had done his stop. Let's see if Elite on the medium tyre can do anything here. He's being held up by Jaguar. These two both had their well, Elite was ahead of Jaguar beforehand. Jaguar got himself that drive-through, cost himself dearly. But right now, he's still ahead of Elite, who is trying to fight his way back through the pack. Here comes Jaguar to the inside of Jag, and he does get it done. That's a nice move. It's opened the door here, however, for Elite, who's just going to storm on past the McLaren and maybe the same to the Alpine as well, and he has done it pretty easily there against the Alpine of Jaguar. Elite back up into the top 10. But, wow, Millsy picks up 3 seconds as well, and I don't really think it could have got much easier. Oh, a little bit of a tap there between J-Ray and Alu. Alu eventually getting through clean. Elite also trying to do something on J-Ray here as well. Yellow flag in sector 1. That's an Alfa Romeo. That's Beard. That has gone round. I think he survived DNFing, but he had gone round in sector 1. Does just about enough to not DNF. Elite, Jaguar and J-Ray going at it behind Elite and Alu here. We saw that overtake. We also saw in the foreground Elite finally making that move on Alu. And up to 8 goes Elite. 4 seconds now further back than Lewis, who is in DRS range of Jack. Those two switched around not that long ago. Going further up the grid, Millsy half a second within Mitchell right now. However, a 3-second time penalty that will swing it back in the Red Bull's favour. The Red Bull were having a great time. Elite having to pit without a safety car when everyone, well, most of the other people did pit with the safety car, has thrown a spanner in the works a little bit. But he's still looking to try and get as much as he physically can out of this. He's in within 3 seconds of Lewis. Alu gets 3 seconds now as well, and I think it's safe to say that we can now switch from the tyre graphic to the penalties graphic. Beard goes into the pit. It's 9 seconds for Rigo. A lot of track limits there. There's just not really been able to do an awful lot. I guess that's what practice, well, a lack of practice gives you. As for everyone else, it could be, well, Millsy's not going to get caught up by Rigo. BR4 could still land himself on a podium here. But Mitchell, without a mistake, without a mistake or an incident here with Millsy, should be able to hit the top of the tree once again in ALR. Millsy trying to hunt him down in this race though. We're on lap 26 of 35. Elite just picks up the fastest lap of the race. And I think that might not be beaten this time round. Picks up an extra point from all the way in the back. Well, currently in 8th. Not all the way in the back, but rough midfield. We've only lost 4 people so far, which is rather surprising considering we were at 4 people in lap 13, and same amount of laps later we haven't lost anyone else. Half a second split Millsy and Mitchell at the moment. Millsy's car looks a little bit slidey through these corners, and it certainly isn't helping him. Bambino gets 3 seconds, and that's just bullying a person while he's down at this point. Millsy gets a better run than Mitchell here. Elite gets past Lewis. We'll see. I'm gonna keep it. Was gonna keep it on there for a little bit longer. See if we were able to get anything between Millsy and Mitchell. Mitchell with 0 penalties. You're dreaming. Yeah, Mitchell's been incredibly well. Done incredibly well so far. I think that's Alu. That is Alu. Oh, you spun it. Well, we spun it there, and he's managed to drag himself to the pits. Samet also going down the inside of Jags there and puts himself up to 11th with a view of points. Even after a strategy blunder. Still looking to make as much as he physically can out of it. Elite also trying to catch up with Jacko as he looks to hunt down 6th and maybe even more by the end of this. However, he'd got to clear 5 seconds of pretty much everyone else And 8 seconds ahead of BR4 to realistically do anything here. And that 8-second penalty, that moment of that lap of madness for Elite, the 3 seconds for track limits and then 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, definitely shooting himself in the foot today. The safety car didn't help him, but obviously keeping it clean would give you still a real good shot at the top 5, but he hasn't been able to do that. BR4 half a second behind Ishmael, and Mildy still half a second behind Mitchell. That gap not really moving anywhere at all. We're about, well, we've got about 5 people in DRS range. Alu right now probably going to get overtaken by Bambino, as Bambino is close enough with the penalty. Oh, it looked like BR4 lost his car a little bit there. And BR4 did lose his car a little bit there. And here comes Elite. Gonna go the long way round, and BR4 lets him run through. Thought we were going to get BR4 fighting Elite for a minute then, but I guess BR4 knows when to pick his battles. It looks like Samet has actually been able to overtake his teammate and heading towards points at the very least. Lewis still in a battle. Actually going to go to Mildy versus Mitchell. Mitchell versus Mildy. Mildy going to look to the outside. Still doesn't get it. Mitchell does enough defending. Even with Mildy getting a 3-second time penalty, Mitchell definitely feels under threat. Mildy doing enough. We saw this battle between these two at Monza, in which it was completely bottled away by Mildy on the final lap. We could see something in the reverse happening later on in this race. It's still a possibility to start raining. It is getting duller. Only 52% expectancy for rain. It needs to come down quick enough. And there goes Bambino in the wall of champions, I think that is. And that's a safety car. That's a safety car. Alu's out as well. So we're down 2 more, and they come in packs of 2. We're DNFing 2 by 2. And we're down to 13. Safety car. Do Mitchell and Mildy come in? They do not. Rather interesting call. I guess they feel like they've got nothing to lose, which is fair. It looks like people are going to come in now. Rigo's going to come in. Elite's going to come in. So that means Elite's going to serve his penalty. Lewis also comes in. Soft tires for those 4. Jaguar comes in as well. And so there's 5 in the pits at the moment. All going on to the soft tire. Samet stays out. And when you see that everybody's got as many penalties as physically possible, it's probably not the stupidest call I've ever seen from Samet. Try and drag himself over the top, try and get some extra points. The penalties still there. Elite got 3, Lewis has 3, Rigo has 9, Jack has 3. That gap will come back down. You got 3 for Mildy and Ishmael as well. BR4 gets a new lease of life. 29 laps on those hards. Did BR4 pit lap 1? BR4 hasn't pit. Well, he's got to go in now. There goes Ishmael, and BR4 stayed out. Is BR4 that confident it's going to rain hard enough? Well, Ishmael's taken a gamble. It has got dull. Is it going to rain hard enough? I don't even think it's raining at the moment. I know it was a possibility on the 60-minute mark. I don't think it's raining anyway. It's definitely dull. It's not raining. Very, very interesting call. I think BR4 may have just messed it up. He's certainly banking on the fact that it's raining now. It looks like the track's definitely getting shinier and shinier. But it doesn't look like it's raining. My mind's not deceiving me, I don't think. Ishmael took the gamble onto the shootout, and it certainly won't be. One thing's for sure, if it does end up raining hard enough in this next lap, or two, then Ishmael has absolutely pulled the blinder. However, I don't think it will. And there you go. Right, so everyone should be caught up. We should be going into the end of this lap. We'll be 33, 34, 35. So there'll be 3 laps. A 3-lap shootout could ensue here. Well, will ensue here, sorry. But it's mainly between BR4 and Mitchell because of Millsy's penalty. Also, Samet currently in 6th. Rigo has 6 in front of him. He'll be quicker than Jack as well. So, it could be the case he gained another couple of positions. Samet, 31 laps on hard. Yeah, no, definitely banked on the rain. It has, I think, just started to fall. It has just started to fall. Safety car in this lap. Will it rain hard enough? Don't think it will. I could be wrong. I have been wrong in the past. But one thing's for sure, if it is going to rain, and if it does rain hard enough, Ishmael's winning this race. The only one right now, it's, well, there's the spots on the floor. We might be going for it. This might be an absolute blinding of a call. As we go through now, Mitchell's got an 8.5 tenth gap, 9 tenth gap. BR4 comes in, so does Jack, so does Rigo. Mitchell go one more. Mitchell might just try and drag this to the end now. But one thing's for sure, Ishmael's just made a blinder of a call. And Mitchell's all over the place. Everyone that stayed out, it's all over the place. Wow! It's way too wet for the dry tyres. That got very wet very quickly. Yellow flag is sector 1 is Beard, who's on the dry tyres. There's yellow flags here as well. Oh, I thought there was. It wasn't. It was just Will Lewis going a little bit quicker and slowly, and Ishmael has pulled off. One hell of a call. And I think BR4 might have just pulled off second. Mitchell has lost all the time. Mitchell's gone deep to allow Ishmael to go on through. And this is one hell of a strategy call. It was bold, it was brave. And under the safety car, I guess you might as well take the gamble if you have it. And Ishmael sure as hell had it. And he's made it work to perfection. One last twist of the tail, and the Mercedes has called it spot on. And that championship lead that might have been dwindling away from Staver at the beginning of the day, because Mitchell had an awful start, has gone because Mitchell decided not to pit off the safety car restart, tried to gamble the extra lap. It didn't work out, and he's just about going to get points. Never mind. Anything else? Wow. Wow. What? Beard's out, so that's another one down. We're down to 12. We usually could DNF in 2, so where's the extra DNF? Mitchell might get a 3 second. Well, Summit gets overtaken. I don't know what Lewis is doing. Still on the soft tires. So you know what? I commend Lewis at this point. Fair play. If you've made a mistake, fair play to stick by your guts, because it is well and truly a mistake. And we can all say that. He's going to lose positions like they're going out of fashion. Mitchell's going to gain another position. He's going to get 7th out of all of this. On lap 34 of 35. You've got Jaguar and Jags fighting it out as well. Mitchell not too far off the back of this. Mitchell might be able to still salvage something out of this. Maybe bearing in mind that penalties is 9 seconds on for Rigo, so it might still be a top 4 finish here. If he can get close enough. Certainly going to get at least one more position. Jaguar versus Jag. Looks like Jag's going to have this one right now. 3 seconds the penalty for Ishmael. And at this point in time, there goes Lewis. We knew he was coming eventually. There goes Mitchell. Down the long way round on Jaguar. As Jaguar is trying to fight with Jag. And Mitchell's going to take that one quite nicely. Ishmael's got a 4 and nearly a 5 second buffer between him and BR4. And the strategy call could not have been any more perfect if he tried it to be. Mitchell goes round the inside, going to get the move on the McLaren, but it's one hell of a blinding call. The strategy works for the Mercedes, and he wins in Canada. How has he pulled that one off? I think that might have just been a gamble from not giving a damn anymore, but it worked nonetheless. BR4 gets second. Jack up from tier 2, gets himself on the podium. Mitchell gets 4th after a blunder in the decision making on the strategy. And at that point, I believe he still takes the lead off Staber as well. I think it's a singular point though. I believe he gets 12, which would take him 1 point ahead of Staber in the championship, which after everything that happened to Staber in the first corner, I think Staber won't be too disappointed by that. But oh my God, what a strategy call. It couldn't have worked out any more perfect if it tried for him. Wow. Wow, wow. BR4 won't do it, and let's see if we can get Jack in. Let's see if we can see. What? Well, from what I heard, a Ferrari went full speed into the barriers. Yeah, we're doing interviews, Jack. Do you want me to add you to this party? I'm pretty sure you're not in it. Let me add you to this party. What a move! What a ballsy move. That is, I wasn't even sure it was going to rain enough, and then it rained enough in a singular lap. That is That's one hell of a call.
I don't think it ever rained this hard in Canada.
Talking about one hell of a call, Mitchell. I think you're gonna know the question I'm gonna ask, but to start with, talk us through your choice to not go into the pits on that safety car restart.
It was barely raining until I was halfway through the last chicane, and then I already realized, fuck. Because it was fucking fine when I went from the restart, and then it just was so wet. And already situation, oh, congrats, you won.
Fair enough. But the rest of the race, you seem to have under control, even though Mildy was posing a threat. Talk us through everything else that was going on there.
Almost crashed on the start with my teammate. Fun. Because he immediately went to the right where I was there. I did not know where to go, but yeah. Had everything under control, especially after Milsey got his 3 seconds. And Cole, I did not really have to pace today, I'll be honest. Unlike other days. And then, yeah, safety car, my big friend. Without that safety car, we wouldn't have been fine, I think. It would have like rain on the last lap, I think.
Maybe we don't. Yeah. We might not get the big bold call from Ishmael at the end of it either. Yeah. But yeah, so with that
fun race and very good comeback, to be honest.
Yeah. Actually, while we're on it, the rain and the comeback. We saw you come back through the pack, got 4th in the end. Was it just damage to limitations at the end there?
I'm very happy with 4th. You
still take the lead of the championship after the first 4 weeks of the season, so I guess it can't be all bad, right?
No, definitely not. I'm glad Ishmael won. Deserves it.
Well, let's hope it falls a little bit more in your favour next time round then. But
we can just say that every week. It's fine. I'm totally not mentally breaking down. It's fine.
But thank you for talking to us again. But let's move on to third on the third step of the podium. Comes up from tier 2. Actually puts in a shift this time. Hello, Jack. First time here. How you doing?
I'm fine, yeah. After that.
Talk us through your race as a whole then, because it looked rather eventful.
Well, like Mitchell said, I got caught up in the lap 1 shenanigans, so front wing changed lap 1, then just kind of was in a train most of the race, and then got lucky with safety cars really, because I got onto the hards on lap 11. I was going to plan to go to the end, and then we all know what happened at the end.
Was it just a case of right place, right time in order to get onto that podium for you then?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, I was thinking it wasn't going to rain hard enough, so I was just going to go to the end on the hards. And then literally, I saw how wet the track was getting, and then Mark told me new strategy, so I quickly selected inters and pitted, and then just got lucky there.
Fair enough. And obviously, you had a great time in tier 2 until it didn't. And now you're on the podium in tier 1. Is this the start of things looking up for you this season?
Well, I don't know, because today was luck, because normally Canada is one of my worst tracks. But my goal this season was just going to be consistent in tier 1, and anything else like today's a bonus.
But if Canada's one of your worst tracks, then surely you're going to take a huge amount of confidence from this one. Then.
Oh, definitely. I know it's mainly luck, but definitely take confidence.
Well, it's always nice to see an old teammate doing well in a high division. Thank you for talking to us, lad. And Do you have your balls stopped swelling yet, Ismail? But with with the fact that you're actually a race winner now, did that give you confidence for the next few races on, or is it just complete luck? And now you're a race winner. How times change. How times change. I don't know how you I don't know how you managed to pull that off. That is one hell of a ballsy move. Well played.
No, it wasn't their fault, Jack. Sorry.
Fair enough. I'll let you go and enjoy that win then. I think you deserve it after that one. But I think with all that said and done, I'm gonna end the stream now, and I think I'll probably see you guys again, Monday night or something, in a bit.
Bye.